What's up, Ned heads? Welcome back to another episode of the Ned's Declassified podcast. As always, I'm Jacob.
This is Kurt.
And I'm Trevor. Hello.
Trevor's here of Show
got a
Me
guest.
Something and Drake and
Homeboy.
Josh pod fame.
A true harbor boy.
Thank you for having me,
True.
boys. Thank you.
Longtime Harbor Boy. Thank you for being on the podcast, my guy.
Of course.
Before we jump into anything, let's do a round of what we're drinking, boys.
All right.
Trevor, as our guest, let's shoot it out. What are you drinking?
So I am drinking a beer by Black Stack Brewing. Are you there, God? It's me, Plum. It's a sour
Nice.
beer with plum and vanilla. I just got my Tavor box in today. So
Oh, you have that? You have that sub?
yeah, I got a bunch of gift cards for
Was that a
Christmas.
gift?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so got
I've heard of it. I've heard of it, but I
like
never used it.
over
Is that good?
$200 worth of beer came in today. Thanks to Christmas
Fucking
gifts.
Crazy.
And this is the first one I'm having because I got 3 of these, of this specific
Nice.
one. And I got way too many beers, but I'm excited. I've got a bunch of fancy stuff to last me a while.
How is it? How's the taste?
It's good. It's got a lot of plum. I definitely can feel the vanilla on the back end. It's not very sour.
That's nice.
It's on the thicker side, but it's not like a smoothie sour type style. It's definitely thinner than a smoothie.
Sounds good. Sounds real nice.
It's very nice. I've got 2 more, so I'll bring one next time I'm able to see you people in real life.
What we
Ooh.
have here is the Limoncello Berliner Weiss by Swamphead in Gainesville. It's they have another beer called the Lemon Days, which is a Berliner, and it's a lot like that. Tastes pretty much like that with a little bit of vanilla added to it. It's a good sour. I like it.
Very nice. I love Swamphead. They got good stuff.
And I had some gin and tonic before that. Before
Nice.
this.
Very nice.
before
Very
recording.
classy. I'm drinking the Blue Point Imperial Sunshine Blonde Ale with oranges. 9.6%.
It's a hefty one.
So yeah, it's hefty. I already had one of these while we were watching the episode, so I'm already feeling pretty lit.
Oh, you're on number 2 of that.
Yeah, of that one. So
Jeez.
I've got it in this nice glass, courtesy of Abigail from Christmas. Love
Be a
pouring the drinks into the glass. You just feel classier.
Yeah.
you
I
know?
didn't do it today.
I need to take a note from you because you told me to get out my glass. This is one of my like fancy glasses.
That's a nice glass.
for beer. It's like this. I don't know if this is the right one because like they're different ones
Who
for
knows?
different style, but it's like supposed to like push the smell to your nose. And I think with this big box of beer, I'm gonna have to start
Is that
using.
a snifter glass?
No, sniffers are like shorter.
A sniffer?
Snifter. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's got a stem on it, and it's like a shorter, smaller
Yeah.
cup.
I feel like that's what the sour should be in. I feel like that one would be like an IPA, what you're drinking out of now.
It could be. I didn't read the booklet. I was panicking, and I was like, "Quick, find the cup, grab the
I
biggest
don't
one."
know. We'd have to ask Will, honestly. But yeah, so let's jump right into the episode. Today we watched Yearbook / Career Week. While we were looking for this episode on Amazon, we also figured out that IMDb's episode list is also fucked up, along with Amazon, which is
Apparently.
big sad.
Per number. So
Our
if you look
Bible.
on the number list, the air date, gospel, what we
Yeah.
go by,
Yeah.
the air date is all over the place, even on the IMDb list. So Prime and IMDb are both wrong per
Yeah,
air date.
only at the end. Luckily,
Madness.
we've caught it in time, so we haven't messed up air date, thankfully. Thank God.
Only the Ned Pod. That is the true gospel of release
Exactly.
order.
If
Only
you
the
want to
Ned
go
Pod.
by true air date, listen to the Ned Pod.
Which this air date, I will say April 29th, 2006.
Yeah. Great year.
Mid-
2006. I
mid-aughts.
can't really remember what was happening.
I'm
Um,
trying to look up some stuff that was happening right there. The top song, "Bad Day" by Daniel Powder. Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, right
Hell
on.
yeah.
All right.
Had a bad day.
That's a great song. They used to play that all the time when someone would get kicked off American Idol.
Yes, they did. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
But yeah, so first half of the episode was Yearbook.
Yearbooks.
Guys, Yearbook, huge part of middle school and high school, and slightly elementary school. I remember getting them in elementary school. But, yeah, do you guys have any yearbook memories? Were you in the yearbook?
So I've got a couple of yearbook things if you want me to.
Throw it out, dude.
I'll start
Shoot
with
it.
one and then maybe go around and come back to one. But It was super weird because last night, actually, my sister and her fiance were over, and we were looking through my and my sister's middle school yearbook.
Nice.
As well as my mom and dad's high school yearbook.
I don't have those archived here. I need to steal them from my parents.
Yeah, mine are at my parents' house. I don't
Right.
have I don't have fucking room for them here, dude.
There,
You don't got any bookshelves?
right there where I'm pointing on my bookshelf is a couple of the
Trevor's
other ones.
got a bookshelf.
But yeah, it was super weird that this was the episode because we were talking and looking through them like last night. So it was very strange to have this episode.
That's crazy.
And actually, I'll just tell my other yearbook story. I'm annoyed with my high school yearbook because senior year in high school, as a joke, I ended up on the homecoming court. Like literally, we were just nominating a
What do you
friend
mean
of
as
ours.
a joke?
We were nominating a friend of ours, my friend Nicole, for court because she was like a cheerleader. She was actually pretty popular. She's like, "Hey guys, can you nominate me?" And we're like, "Yeah, totally." Me,
Imagine asking
Only if you
people to
suck our
nominate you.
yeah, but it was just like, yeah, sure, because we weren't gonna nominate anyone because we didn't really give a shit.
That's true.
So
I
me-
don't remember doing that at all.
Me and
I
this
didn't
guy,
even- no.
exactly right. So me and this guy who had just come to our high school for senior year, and we kind of pulled him into our friend group. We're like,
Gary.
Liam, we were going to like nominate her, and it was like on the form you had to put a guy and a girl, and I was
Yeah.
like, hey, I'll put you and you put me, it'll be funny. We're not gonna get nominated, whatever.
How would that be funny?
we didn't think
never
it'd be
fun-
Funny if
we
we like
figured-
that, if we were on the home, if we were like king and queen, and then
No.
maybe we go home later and
No, we
I
just
love
thought
it.
it would
I
be
love
like
it.
we were like, we're never gonna get in, but we're not gonna nominate
Yeah.
any of these other assholes that are I'm sure gonna have way more nominations than us. And
For
we
sure. The Chads.
yeah, we both ended up on homecoming court. So I guess nobody else thought to nominate just a random dude like we did.
How many people were you went to a public high school though, right?
Yeah, there was 1, 2, 3. I want to say 6 couples, I guess, that would have like paired up people for like the
that
court.
was the homecoming court.
Yeah, and I was in it, and the person I was with was my friend Nicole.
Wait,
And
were you
which-
on
wait,
the float? Or were you
which-
on like the floats?
I
the
was on-
homecoming
oh.
game, like waving.
I went down the parade in the back of
Oh
a.
my god!
You were the king.
No, I was not a king. I did not win. Of
What
course
were
not.
you?
I was
Oh.
just on the court. I was just on the
He was
court.
just a
you-
jester. He was a court
I was-
jester.
Like they have like a certain number of people that get nominated, I guess, and they are like on the court to like be in the running for king and queen. Anyways, like we did the parade
That's
in the
great.
back of a car and all that crazy stuff. Got cut out of the yearbook though.
What?
Yeah, everyone else on court was in the yearbook, but me and my friend Nicole, who she was actually somewhat popular, and I was just like, what the hell? Why
How
did
did that happen?
She supposedly what she told me is that a girl who is also a cheerleader who was on the yearbook committee and her were having a fight, and so she thinks it was her fault that we got cut out.
That sounds like insanity.
Yeah,
That sounds like something that there should have been red tape.
Yeah.
Between that.
I'm more annoyed with the fact that my whole plan from freshman up till senior year was senior year I'm growing my hair out really long for homecoming
Badass.
for the homecoming what's it called, pep rally. For the homecoming pep rally, I was going to grow my hair out long, do a mohawk and do like half black half red on it with like skull and
That's
crossbones for because we're the pirates, and I was like, I'm going to go all out.
Holy
And then-
shit! How are you gonna pull that off?
I wasn't sure, but I was going to do it. I was going to
He's
make
gonna
Is that
it.
even possible?
I'm sure it's possible. It
It's
would've-
possible with the spray paint stuff you could put in your hair.
Yeah, the hair
Like-
spray, the colored spray,
Like
hair
if you go to
spray.
Astro Skate, they blast you with it on entry.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of product that has to be used. Yeah.
It would have been, and I probably would have had to have cut most of my hair off afterwards. But
Shave it.
I was gonna do that, and then for homecoming court, for the homecoming pep rally, you had to be dressed nice for the like walk out.
Lame.
So I didn't get to do that, and then I didn't even get in the yearbook for it. So now I'm just like that's my main yearbook
They
story.
shunned you.
Yeah, it sucks. Anyways, that's my rant about yearbooks.
I was not in the yearbook almost at all throughout my entire elementary, middle, and high school career.
I'll second that. I'll go ahead and second that broadly.
I was an invisible human.
Minimally
were you-
featured.
Was there not photos for jazz band, Kirk?
Mostly they featured the marching band. You know, the marching band gets more play than the jazz band, obviously. You know, because they're by the football team and stuff.
Unfortunately, we did not get photos for our film club, even though it was legitimate. Am I right, Kurt?
You guys didn't take photos for your own club, though? Did you guys not take
very irregularly.
No, yeah, insanely irregularly, but still, we met. We had a teacher sponsor.
Yeah.
It was big sad, though. But yeah, I was not in the yearbook, except for my regular standard photo that like your parents order.
I think I'm on the cover of one of them.
I might be in like
big group shot.
Cover.
But I'm sitting next to.
It was a picture with everybody in the school in it.
A lot of people, like not everyone made it on the cover.
Was
but
this
like,
while you were in the private school?
No, this is still.
Oh.
This private school didn't have any photos on the cover. It was all like religious symbols and stuff.
Yeah, it was like Jesus getting his dick sucked or something.
Not quite, but to be fair, the one we were looking at last night was like all about recycling and the environment. So
that's tight. That's big cool.
Earth Force was a big thing.
But you know so
a yearbook is a book is that no one. Ned basically the episode begins with a piece of paper.
That was a good transition.
And it says 3 things on it. Well, the first thing it says, what is the book that has no questions in it, won't teach you a thing?
Nope.
And is read cover to cover by everybody.
Yeah.
And it's the yearbook.
I would actually dispute the not teaching you anything because
you can learn stuff from it.
You can learn tons of stuff. You can learn names. You can learn who's in what groups.
Gossip.
You can learn gossip, big gossip.
Stuff that didn't get to you for all year until now.
People that fucking sign it and then they write their number in it and they say XOXO, come fucking hit me up, bitch.
That never happened, did it?
Okay. Hey, whoa. I had people sign in my yearbook.
Yeah, but did they ever put a number in it, Jacob?
Yes, I did get numbers in my yearbook.
Were they people that you already had the number of?
No, they were from other gentlemen.
Guys. Nice.
That's noble.
They wanted to be boys, all right?
Were they, though?
They wanted to be men.
Who knows?
No, I'm surprised they didn't.
First tip is to pay up front for the yearbook.
Yes.
Can you guys vouch for that?
I paid up front for my yearbook. There were years, though, I will say, that me and my sister would share a yearbook. That happened in, like... I don't remember when it happened. It happened random years when we were together. We would only get one yearbook. So one of us would have people sign it, and then one of us just wouldn't. But we'd get to see it.
What?
I mean, to be fair, yearbooks were expensive. That's
I
my
don't blame
parents
you.
dropping $60 a pop on the fucking yearbook. It's like, holy shit. It's like,
Yeah, no, I get it.
But it's good. You want to have it in the future. It's a good
you
thing
want to have it, but at the same time, in the
I kinda
future,
don't
you
wanna-
only need the one. In the future, you only need one.
Yeah, you only
No,
did.
dude. You want to have them all. You got to have the collection. That's what's
No,
up.
I know. You get them every year, but you don't need multiple a year is what I'm saying.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fair. Another of his tips was submit your own photos. Is that allowed?
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it either, but I'm a big supporter of it. I think that's a great idea. I think, honestly... That's an excellent idea.
You slip them under the door to the yearbook committee?
Although I feel like if you didn't know anyone in the yearbook club or committee or whatever it is, I mean, they wouldn't pick your picture because, like, it's
probably
just
not
like a random... Like, they'd be like, who is this stranger? I'm not going to put him in the yearbook. So I don't think it would really work.
I don't know. Like, the only thing I think of for submitting your own photos was 2 guys in my high school that I think got like best bros or something like that, and I'm pretty sure that they took their like own photo because they did like a weird gag photo of like them on the back of a horse together or
That's
something, wearing like sweaters tied around their like necks and stuff. Like,
but at the same time, though, who's gonna say who's actually the tightest friends? I bet those guys don't even talk to each other anymore.
Well, part of the job of the yearbook committee is they have to like essentially tag the people in all the pictures submitted. They have to figure out who the fucking people that are in the pictures are so they can be tagged in the captions.
Yeah. I think yearbook committee was like the original FBI. Like they were digging in everybody's shit.
Those kids went on to be in the FBI, maybe some of them.
That's pretty tight.
Coulda.
Profiling.
You ever think about being in the FBI, Trevor?
It's weird that you say that because I did actually have that come up on my my Indeed job hunt the other day. It was like FBI agent. It's like you're making, and I'm like, I clicked on it. I was like, okay, yeah, and it was like you need to have all this qualifications. I'm like, why is this being recommended?
Like,
to
you don't
me?
need to be any of that. Just fucking
ridiculous.
join up, dude.
Base salary of 6 figures. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And
Cookie's
but yeah,
Cookie's
pay
plot
up
line in
front.
this episode is he's basically a narcissist, and he wants
Yeah.
to be immortalized in the yearbook.
Which is very Cookie, to be fair.
Yeah.
That is a Cookie thing that he would do. It's on character.
I mean, if that was his goal to be immortalized in the yearbook, why wouldn't you have just joined the yearbook committee?
Because he
And,
doesn't
like-
want to put in the work. He's lazy. He's fundamentally.
But he's putting in so much work.
He
to be
puts
fair.
in way too much work.
He's not well.
He's not good in the head, unfortunately.
He's got something wrong with him.
But
Ned
Ned
wants to
also
win
wants
Best
to be in
Smile.
the yearbook. Yeah, exactly. But
Initially.
Ned wants to be
That's
win
his
Best
first goal.
Smile. Yeah.
His goal
it
changes
does
later.
change throughout episode.
Because he's also a guy that's just chasing. He's just chasing his whims. You know, he's
Well,
very
yeah.
much.
He wants
You
to
know,
be
they're
immortalized with his crush in the yearbook, which is weird.
That's right. That's right.
Well, this is a thing that's happening, I would say, more recently than not. I feel like this is a season 2 later on ish thing, is that every episode is surrounding Ned trying to do something for Susie. I feel like before we would have episodes where there was like Bachelor Ned didn't care about a thing in the world, you know.
You're right.
And now it's always like Susie,
He's-
Susie. And all she's doing is like walking by and being like, I'm a bitch, you know? It's like
I'm a bitch,
done with
and I'm
it.
also kind
sick
of
it.
crazy. I'll act irrationally at the drop of a hat.
Kirk, can you back me up on this? What do you think?
She stinks.
She's
He's got to drop her. He's got to fucking move.
he does.
On,
He's
dude.
got to He's
It's
got to
crazy.
move on.
He
from
never
this
does.
stuff. This is
he never
ridiculous.
does once from now on. I think in the series, it's his
I feel like
tunnel
the
vision
series has
goal
taken
until
a turn.
eventually it just becomes Moe's. Like, you know, it eventually becomes Moe's.
Well,
I mean,
okay,
there's
that's a
hints.
Big spoiler. That's the biggest spoiler
Big
you
hints.
could do.
Speaking of Moe's, I guess we should talk about her plot line in this.
the
Yeah,
sexual
yeah,
tension
Moe's.
between Ned and Mose is present even in
It's
this
hot.
in
It's
this
hot.
miniseries.
Yeah, I guess it's-
and in the next part of this episode.
She has technically, I guess, 2 plot lines in this. There's like a sub
She does.
plot line.
Yeah.
So
So she
she's-
has her dating. Yeah, go ahead.
She's trying to raise money for the yearbook because the school cut the budget for it, I guess.
Yeah.
And so she's like selling sponsorships to like local companies.
And
Like,
all
trying
of
to,
these
like-
sponsorships are involve the the bullies like Loomer and the gang.
Yeah.
They do the grunt work for the sponsors.
Because I guess Bloomer, what's his name?
Yeah, Billy Loomer.
Billy. He's like, I guess, still obsessed with Mose, like trying to go out with her or something.
Oh, he always is. Yeah, that has not stopped since season 1.
I remember
Wait, is he still
that
in
being a
relationship
thing.
with Susie though right now.
On and off. Big on and off.
They don't even. It doesn't come up in this episode though, does it?
No,
No,
because
not
they
at
were
all.
off. Kirk, if you remember, they were off, and then last time we saw them, they won some sort of competition, and that made them together. I don't know if you remember. What the fuck was the competition?
I vaguely
was
remember.
something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I think so.
Anyway, go on, Trevor. What were you saying?
And then the second subplot line is that dude who used Mose, because I was actually on the episode when this happened.
Jack Goldman.
Wait, that was you? Okay,
Yeah,
so it
I was
wasn't Ken.
on-
You didn't say anything when I said that.
Sorry, no, yeah, I was on that episode when this guy shows up and is using Mose to get back at his girlfriend.
I thought it
Wow,
was Ken.
What a coincidence! It's Jack.
I knew
Goldman.
someone was
the
on it.
return of
I
Jack
was on- yeah.
Goldman.
Weird that I was
Ned's
on both
nemesis.
of those. And then Cookie and Ned are like, no, she's totally with somebody. Because the guy's like, oh, I want to get back with her. I really like
He's a
her.
jerk.
Actually. And they're like, no, Ned's with her. Yeah, Ned's totally with her.
Well, they don't go upright and say Ned at first. They say
Somebody.
she's with someone. Yeah.
Eventually, Cookie does say, though, like in that same conversation, he keeps going, who? Who is it? And he's like, Ned. And then,
Oh, does he? I missed
yeah,
that
because that's
part.
whenever Ned's like, how am I supposed to win Best Smile and pretend to go out with Mose at the same time? And it's like, those aren't mutually exclusive, Ned.
Yeah,
those are like very.
I feel like, why doesn't he just fucking go for it? I know that there's like big spoilers, spoiler,
because he doesn't like her like that. That's
it happens in the end.
Yeah, it does. But she's his bro, or they're bros, him and Mose. So it's like he's not thinking about her like that. He's just like, that's just his friend.
I feel like I also get it on a middle school level where it's like too scary to like even approach that situation.
I don't think he's even thinking about it. I don't even think it's a matter of scary, because he just is like, boom. Like whenever throughout the episode he has to pretend to be in a relationship with her, he's just grabbing her hands and hugging her and doing all this stuff. No hesitation. None whatsoever. He only
That's
thinks...
true. I would have never done that.
That takes confidence.
Yeah, he only
that
thinks
takes a lot of confidence.
It does, but I think it takes less confidence when you don't think of the person as, I guess, a possible relationship.
That's true.
If
no,
you don't...
you're big right. You're big right on this, Trevor.
This is just like a bro, basically.
Trevor, did you ever date anyone in middle school? Were you pulling chicks?
No, not in middle school. Not till barely in high school. College, a lot more so. But
well, yeah, in college you were some sort of playboy.
Hell yeah.
That's all gone now too. Like that was like that
was in the past. That was big in the past.
Yeah.
Like
Kirk,
I peaked in college in terms of relationships, but no, middle school. I was in a Catholic middle school. There was, I don't think anyone except maybe like I think 2 people might have tried to do some sort of dating thing once.
Yeah, and the nun came over with the ruler and slapped them on the dick.
Oh no.
Kirk, did you ever date
changed their
anybody in middle
lives forever.
school?
No, middle school was very much not
Dry.
a time of that sort of activity. No, I
Yeah,
don't think so.
I was a child in middle school. I was playing Call of
yes.
Duty 3, and like fucking mercenaries
making
on
silly
the
YouTube
PS2.
videos with Jackson.
I was just playing video games.
Yeah, I was playing friggin' Ratchet and Clank and just hanging out, going to school.
And I was having like girls call me on my home phone, and like I would just be like, "That's too much to handle."
Wait, really?
Just fucking.
You had girls
I did
call
have that
you?
happen. I had that happen a couple of times, and I couldn't handle it.
How could you?
Damn,
What is
son.
wrong with
and
you?
then one of the times they came over to my house uninvited. They like found out where I lived, and they like came over, and we jumped on the trampoline.
What is wrong with
It was
you?
dope. Well, I couldn't handle that kind of intimate pressure, Trevor.
How?
I wanted
just
to address
was-
that the first of the sponsors is it's Bubba's Pork Shack, and so the bullies have tattooed on their
It
foreheads.
To be fair, they weren't a school sponsor. They were just paying the bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just paying the bullies.
They were not a sponsor. That's where they kind of got the idea.
Exactly.
for-
Mose copied them.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
So the bullies are just being savvy with their bodies. They're selling their bodies for money.
Yes.
Their foreheads specifically. And they call
Yes.
it headvertising.
Advertising,
Advertisements,
okay.
Yes.
That's clever.
So Seth is the big rival to Ned in this, even though they don't have any direct conversations. But Seth is the one that wins all the categories in previous years. So the one that Ned ends up going to for Nicest Smile, he is being taken down by Seth because he got his teeth whitened and they look beautiful.
And they do like that
see-
insane glare effect off of his teeth.
Right.
And
Ned-
that's
Ned
where
tr-
Ned realizes he needs to give up.
He switches. He shifts his goal. He pivots
Exactly.
to he wants to become the man with the best hair in the yearbook. And he moves to this I would call a strange haircut. It's kind of a comb over with weird long sideburns.
It looks like
Well,
a church
quite like-
haircut to me. It looks
quite
like
like
he got
our
his
friend
hair
Kedrick had in
brushed
middle
back
school.
for church.
Exactly. That is what it is, Trevor. Because he normally has a bowl cut, and that would be what you do for like a wedding.
He
or
did like
Yes,
what?
exactly,
Like kind of
you're
like
right.
this kind of move,
Yeah.
like where he got
his
it
mom
real-
like came over and gave him some gel and was like, "Listen, Ned, you gotta fucking fix that shit."
yeah, kind of like this move. He kind of pulled like
A little bit, yeah.
my hair's too long. I need to get it
No,
cut.
you nailed it.
But
Your hair looks great, Trevor. Don't fucking hate on it.
No, that
have
looked
to get
better
it
than his
cut.
hair looked in the episode for sure.
very true. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting it cut before my sister's wedding.
Sweeney
so.
does call him Mr. Weirdo though before this happens.
Big wedding. He does.
He does, but that's because
Ned
he
was
does the
being
weird smile thing.
Yeah.
Ned
was
Ned
being
stands
weird.
up in front of the class and is like, "Hey everybody, Look at how good my smile is. And then he's
I'm
like,
smiling because of this class.
Because he's trying to win everybody over. Because he's a narcissist as well, and he's a sociopath. But
yeah, as
Sweeney
is everyone
calls him
People
out
are in
on
the
the show.
show.
Sweeney calls him Mr. Weirdo, which is kind of bullying.
He deserved it.
Should a teacher say that?
Listen, bullying
Probably
is
not.
par for the course in this school. All right, you're gonna get bullied.
You're right.
Yeah.
And they
It
make
really
it.
is in
They
this
make
school.
it just natural. They make it natural. You know.
It's just part of.
Yeah.
It's like this is the savannah. There's the predators and there's the prey.
Exactly, and
That's what it
choose
is.
which side you're on because you better get ready.
You
gotta show
better
the
get
teeth.
ready. Jesus.
So Moses doing marketing deals, and I wrote that with the S on the end of deals as a money sign in my notes.
I mean,
There's
fair
ads
enough.
in the hallway. There's like billboards in the hallways of the school now. That's how
She's
strapped
meeting
for
people
cash
that
the
wear
school is.
suits.
This school is hurting
What?
for money. There's
Well,
corporate sponsors.
See, but it's all for the yearbook, which is weird. To be
I
fair,
will
we had
also
ads
date-
in the back of our
I-
yearbook.
I also want to date this podcast in saying this is happening at the same time as the GameStop, AMC, BlackBerry, etc. market surges.
Yeah, that's going on.
Today is January
we don't need to go
29th.
any further.
Timestamp.
Exactly. We don't need to go any further than that. But I want to date this episode in case it becomes a
Today
historical
is-
archive
is-
when our market
So
crashes.
everybody out there that thinks they know about stocks, you don't. You don't.
Yeah,
know
get
dick.
fucked.
You don't fucking know dick
Get
about
fucked.
stocks, dude.
If
Don't
you
pretend
work
like
at
you
a
know
hedge
about
fund,
stocks.
stop listening to our podcast because you don't
Dude.
fit in.
Nah, you rule.
Fuck you if you work at a hedge fund.
Keep fucking
Today-
rocking, dude. Keep rocking.
Today's the day, though, right? Like, this was the last day for the prices to go down before
Yeah,
that.
it was Friday because
Yeah.
Friday was when like some sort of I don't know
That's
anything
what I heard.
about the market.
That's what I heard.
They were short. So, like, what it was is they were shorting on the GameStop stock, which means they borrowed the stock and then sold it, and were planning on buying it back cheaper to make a profit,
That was
and
the
then give
plan.
the stock back to the lender.
Yeah, that was the plan.
And I
You
think
pocket
today,
profit.
yeah, I
That's
think
a-
today
that's
is
a
the day they
classic
had to
short.
give.
That's a classic
Yeah,
short.
but today's
The Big Short
the day they had to give the stock back. I'm pretty sure to the lender.
featuring Margot Robbie.
So they have to buy all that stock back at this outrageous price.
Also,
And-
I want to say, if you listen to our podcast religiously and you work for a hedge fund, I'm sorry, man.
He was kidding. He was
This is a
kidding.
great
Please
scam.
listen. But this is my uneducated view or my uneducated knowledge
Hit us with
about
Go into it. Get
what
in
this
depth.
stuff means.
Yeah, be the Big Short.
So, according to Reddit, there's gorillas and bananas and snakes.
All right, I'm done. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
Reddit talk because I had one of my another friend of mine had this other character come on who's one of his friends.
Was it
who's
Dono?
No, it was Malcolm. And he had this other
Oh.
guy who's this weird dude with a long beard. He's also named Jacob, actually. And he did this whole
Oh,
spiel
fuck.
where he was talking about the gorillas and the bananas and the steaks. And he sounded like he was on cocaine. I asked him if he was on cocaine. He denied being on cocaine.
Were you being like straight up with him though? Were you being like honorable with him when you asked
According to
him
Malcolm, this guy made out with $1,000 all at the end of the day. He ended up profiting.
That's tight.
What's
I-
hilarious
that's
is
tight.
Malcolm actually lost $10. So he put $20 in
Wait.
GME. He sold
this
when it was
other-
high.
this guy sold?
Malcolm bought high and sold low, and then he lost $10. So he
Wait,
just
why
lost
did this
money.
other guy sell though? I thought the whole thing was that
Hold.
we were not selling.
Yeah.
we
No,
do
dude.
not sell.
They're all
I had a
posers.
friend who-
They're all freaking posers,
I-
bro.
I have
Sounds
a
like
friend
Malcolm
who
was
I'm going to
posing.
keep anonymous who was telling me that if he had some stock in GameStop before this all happened and he
That's
sold.
hilarious.
But-
he must have made so much money.
No, that's the problem. If he hadn't sold, because he sold before this all happened too, like
he have that
like
for
a
a
day or
meme?
two before. No, I think I don't know why he bought it, but he said if he,
He
hadn't
just,
have
like, loved
sold, he
games.
would have made $600,000 if he hadn't have sold.
Oh,
Fucking hilarious. What?
what
How
a
much stock
fucking-
in
We were
GameStop
playing-
did he have?
Sucks.
I don't know. He was just like we were playing Divinity, and he was just like, "Yeah, if I hadn't have sold that, I would have made like $600,000."
That's one of those type of things you gotta make yourself try not to think about ever again because
Yeah.
that's gonna fucking haunt you.
That seems ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's believable though. That shit's shot up like crazy.
It's so dumb, and it's the dumbest.
But let's get back to Ned's Declassified. So comb over teacher gets a feature in this episode.
Cookie
He
starts
does.
bombing clubs in their portraits because he wants to be
Yes.
featured in more pictures. Someone tells him, Quirrell tells him, in fact, he's like, well, if you want to be in fucking pictures, join some clubs. You fuck. And Cookie's like, well, I don't want to fucking join clubs because I don't like hanging out with people because I'm an awkward fuck.
Also, Quirrell has a gap in his teeth now.
I didn't notice this.
All of a sudden.
Yeah.
And he has a lisp.
I didn't notice.
Thoughts?
I didn't
notice.
didn't jump out
That
to me.
blows my fucking mind that you didn't notice.
He
Kirk.
had one line.
He did have one line, and we should have rewinded because
You're
we
right.
need to say this. We did rewind for Kirk to be able to take the initial notes in the beginning.
This is such a
We
fast-paced
should've-
show.
It's so fast.
You have to stop it.
Because, like,
Sometimes.
we constantly have things, Trevor, I know you don't listen to every episode, but we constantly have things where, like, either I will notice it or Kirk will notice it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, we're not rewinding. We need to just start rewinding.
A lot of the
every
time we
single
notice
time.
different things, too, which is interesting.
Do it. Start rewinding.
That goes to show you how quick stuff goes by.
And shout out to the Ned audience.
It's a testament to the show. The show stands the test of time, stands up to repeat viewings.
Exactly. Shout out to the Ned heads out there that are rewinding, that are rewatching, that are fucking own it on Amazon Prime, that are the boys.
Because we know the real dogs are the Ned heads. Because you guys know that Ned is this is a true show. Okay, people
Shout
want
out
It is
to
a
all the
true show.
motherfuckers.
and we were talking about this
on
before
the
airing. We were
subreddit.
talking about this before filming. People want a Zoe's what is it? What's the show called again?
No,
What's it
iCarly.
fucking-
iCarly.
iCarly. No, yeah, that's right. An iCarly show. People
All right,
probably
if you
also
guys want an iCarly show, sound off in the comments because there was big talk before this about the three of us finally making that a deal.
people
It's
don't
got to
want a
be
Zoe
after
101
Ned,
show,
though.
people
It's
want
got
an
to be
iCarly
after
show, that's
Ned's
what it
done.
is. I mixed them up in my head for some reason.
Yeah, well, Zoe 101 we also briefly talked about, but that is lesser so than iCarly
Yeah.
in what people have wanted.
Yes.
I don't know how much of a
okay.
crossover there is with the Drake and Josh audience into this podcast, but the
I'd
Drake
say
and
I'm
Josh
pretty
audience
good.
wanted it.
I would hope it's
Say a-
fat.
Well,
Fat
the
cross.
Drake and Josh numbers are insanely fat. So.
Oh my god. Come on, guys. Whatever. It's fine. I mean, whatever. So. Now we have video. Maybe this will be what people
We do
want.
a
Yeah, we're
video
doing
now.
video. What's up?
We are doing video. If you're seeing this, then the video has worked. The first episode has not been edited at air date of January 29th, 2021. We just
Recording
had a
date.
Show Me Something come out today.
Yes.
Which was not video.
Not video. The last Show Me Something without video. Hopefully.
No, next one will be video. It's gonna be Will's gonna be Will's gonna be questionable on his video quality.
Trevor,
but-
it's just up to whether all the audio syncs correctly when Abby's trying to do it. That's
Ned-
my only issue, but it should all work fine.
Ned returns as Wolfie in this episode because he goes on after he moves from hair. He gets blown up. His hair becomes terrible. He's like, all right, I got to be most spirited now. Keep in mind, by the way, Susie won every single one of these gauntlets last year. She swept. She's like Kim Jong-il.
And
She
she's
just
apparently
wins
a sh-
everything. She's the best
Yeah,
at
she's
everything.
apparently a shoo-in for this year as well somehow.
Kirk, was there not a previous episode where this exact same plot line happened where Susie was winning every single thing and Ned was trying to follow?
I think that Susie is stereotypically and classically portrayed as just the perfect girl, even
As a
though she's
winner.
very imperfect.
She's crazy.
She's an
She
insane
is
person.
not well.
We've said it, we'll say it
She's
again.
not well.
She's not well. Billy's
yeah.
Globy, and he fights Ned as Wolfie.
Yeah.
There's a cellular service company, I suppose, that's like it's like some
Oh,
sort
yeah,
of cell
what
phone
was it?
company, Global something or other, and he's a sick old school looking brick cell phone.
He looks like a Nokia, like a blue Nokia.
And Ned gets into altercations with him where he punches him. Anytime anybody punches Globy, it's like old cell phone beep boop noises happen, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Now that it's a video podcast, I guess I have to announce that I'm gonna go and get a new beer
We're gonna have
because
to carry
you're gonna
this one.
see it happen.
You need to
so
get wireless
I'll be-
headphones so you can hear us whenever you walk
I'll
away.
Be right back.
It'll be seamless. Just don't even address it. We'll go on. Becomes a point when they give out free yearbooks. I don't know if that was because of the sponsor money.
It's because of the it was. Yeah, remember Mose
they made
sells
so much money that they fucking that's wild.
somehow Mose sells the name of the school. Remember, because they cut to the outside.
They changed
Exactly,
the name
so
of the
she-
school. What did they change it to? Did you remember that? Or it's like the
global
something
cellular something .net. Like
Yeah.
it's a .net address is the name of the school now.
which is
Which
funny.
why would a school ever want to sponsor a middle school?
Well, it's like a
sorry,
state.
why
It's
would
like
a
an
company-
amphitheater. Because it's like I remember back when the Ford Amphitheater became. It was for a while. It was the 1-800-ASK-GARY Amphitheater.
Yeah,
Which is hilarious. That's
Well,
a funny name.
but that's different. That's so different because
it's an
that's being
amphitheater, not a
announced
public school.
like every time
Privately
a
owned
game
amphitheater, not a public
happens.
school.
Yeah, exactly. Every time a game happens, they're like, "Welcome back to the 1-800-ASK-GARY Amphitheater" or whatever. Like in a middle school, that's not getting announced all the time. That's nothing. That's
Well,
just a place.
In this middle school, they were hanging up actual advertisements for like a computer service store inside of the halls of the school. So they went,
Yeah,
and
they
I'm not
were.
against it. I mean, this is like privatization of a public school in like the most absurd way,
Yeah,
where you're just having ads plastered inside of the school, which is, I think,
It's
gaudy.
ridiculous.
And also, these students probably don't have money. They're not going to go to the fucking computer store to spend their money. They don't have money. They're goddamn middle schoolers.
No, but I'm sure the sponsor is more. Yeah, I guess it would just be.
How is the
advertising to
sponsor
kids.
making? Because it's if you have an ad hanging up inside of middle school, you're advertising to teachers, staff, and children.
I guess staff is the only people they can really.
That's
Like,
not a good,
advertise
that's not a good-
to.
That's not a good marketing strategy.
It's not at all. But
No.
that's what. Oh, Jacob, what do you got? That's a different beer. That's
yeah,
darker.
I've got a new one. I have a red. I actually bought a red this time. Because I do love getting reds when I go to breweries.
A red ale.
I feel like it's, yeah, I feel like it's always a good, like medium staple I can get where I know it's gonna be like a nice smooth beer. So I got the Tocobaga Red Indian Pale Ale from Cigar City Brewing. Here in Tampa, a nice local beer. Cigar City's great. Big fan. I've never actually been to the brewery.
It's right by,
Gotta go sometime.
Isn't that the one that's
Well,
the one right
we've-
by fucking IKEA?
Yeah,
right by
I
IKEA.
technically have been to it, but we didn't stay and drink anything because we were trying to find a restaurant.
They have food there. They do
it was
have
when
food
I
there.
was. It was Trevor. Were you with us? It was when we were at Emily's. Remember when she was driving us?
I believe they have a restaurant at the brewery.
They didn't. They had a food truck outside of it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe was I?
You were
maybe-
definitely there, Trevor. It was that time we had a bonfire at Emily's house.
Yes.
It was that time. She drove us to the Cigar City Brewing, and we didn't stay there.
Let's fucking wrap up this
Yes,
episode.
I
though.
remember.
Let's wrap up this episode. real
remember
quick.
that.
I want to say the red ale's nice. Okay, I just wanted to give my initial thought. It's very nice.
We're
gonna
still
have
on
to grab
yearbook.
another
We
beer
still have
soon.
the whole
I'm gonna have
other
to pee.
section. We still have.
We have
career-
nothing, I think, left to
yeah.
talk about except for that Mose and Ned end up becoming the couple of the year. Susie gets mad at that.
You guys said free yearbooks, right? You guys said
Yeah,
it?
we talked about free yearbooks.
Yes. We talked about the corporatization
yes.
of the school. The school becomes.
You talked about
the
Susie
school
being
becomes a
mad
libertarian
that,
paradise
yeah,
where there's
so s-
advertisements for private companies inside of the public
Yeah.
school.
You talked about Susie being mad.
No.
No, well, yeah,
Susie
Susie
got
gets
mad
mad
that-
at Ned
that
and
no one
Mose,
told them.
right? Or mad at something else.
Yeah.
She does.
Okay, so Trevor, shoot it out. Rate this episode.
Shoot it out.
Out of 10 weasels, what are you giving it?
Out of 10.
Yeah,
Well, we didn't do the other half of the episode. Did we do each half?
Other half.
Yeah, we
What
do
do-
each half.
Oh, the
we
second
do big half.
Oh, dude, we're not even
We
there
do
yet.
big halves,
Oh, we're
dude.
not
It's
even
been
fucking
a
there
minute.
yet, dude.
It's been a minute since you've been on the pod. I can tell.
That's crazy.
Okay. This half.
Trevor, was the last time you recorded? Were you at my apartment? I think it was in person, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
I thought we were in person and Kirk was on a call.
You know what? Maybe.
It was at my
Maybe.
second apartment, not this one, the one before this, the fancy apartment, the
I don't-
bougie apartment.
I don't even know, man.
I'm pretty sure it was.
The
But
your apartment now is pretty
what are you
sweet.
giving it?
But
Well, I like this apartment more than the last one. The other one was not my style.
I give this out of 10. You said out of 10?
Yeah, out of 10 weasels, what are you giving it? Make sure you rate it out of weasels.
Give it an 8 out of 10 weasels.
I dig that. Right.
It was okay. Some of the things were a little bit annoying, but overall, I think it was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable episode.
Yeah.
8 out of 10 weasels.
I dig that hard. Kirk, what are you giving it?
I'm hitting it with a 6.5.
Damn!
Wow.
Why are you giving it a 6.5, bro?
Damn.
I mean, like, I thought it was just all right. I don't know. It didn't strike me as like this is a great episode or anything. I didn't like laugh out loud at any points. I don't think. I don't know. I didn't think that was out of line.
6.5.
I don't know. 6.5.
No, Trevor.
I have a high bar for Ned. I have a high standard for the Ned episodes.
Yeah, Trevor, to be fair, we do rate a lot of episodes around a 6.5 as an average rating.
Really?
So, like,
Okay.
Yeah. The thing is with this show...
I will change nothing. I'm changing nothing, by the way.
Yeah.
But...
No, I don't want you to. I do not want you to. The thing with this show is that it does not have... It does not have as high and low ratings as the Drake and Josh pod did, where we were really emotionally swayed one way or another.
There was hardly any middle ground ones. They were all either fantastic or trash.
They were either great or dog shit, which we do need to, all you Drake and Josh boys out there, hopefully me and Trevor will at some point do some sort of like, kind of like overarching like recap episode, maybe like a comeback to the Drake and Josh
That'd be nice.
pod, and maybe just like see what's up, like say what's up to everybody and see what's going on. But
that'd be cool. Do like maybe like an hour, 2 hour thing where we just
like
talk
a
about...
retrospective.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
But I do want to say that I think I would give this episode. I think I'm right around where you're at. I think I'm gonna give this episode like an 8 out of 10, and that may be
Nice.
the 9.6 beer talking. That and the fact that we're like chilling right now.
We are chilling hard right now.
Yeah, but I think I'm giving it an 8 out of 10, Kirk.
Okay, you're matching Trev. Yeah,
I'm
digging that.
Yeah, I'm matching. I enjoyed it a lot. I had a great time. I thought it was funny. I loved the topic. Yearbook is a great topic for middle school and for high school. It's nice that it's not a topic that isn't exclusive to high school, because like so many of the topics that they cover, even though they're in middle school, seem like they should be exclusive to high school, and I hate that.
Yeah.
What do you got going on, Kirk?
This is a motherfucker of a beer right here. This is the
Okay.
Warmouth. It's a barley wine. Okay, it's 12.6% ABV. Okay. It's so heavy alcohol.
Wait, you said what? 12.6?
12.6. So it's like a
Jesus.
wine. It's more like a wine.
Holy shit!
In a tall boy.
Wine. That's a
In
wine.
a tall boy.
Insane.
I
That's
don't
a
know if I'm
wine
gonna
of it.
finish this.
No, I want you to finish it.
You
Dude,
have
I
to
just had
finish it.
9.6s in a row.
No, you're right.
motherfucker.
You're right.
I had a Michelob and now I'm having a 6.4, so I understand.
And I will say barley wines aren't typically my cup of tea.
And
you know,
this red's a 7.2. I want to say it's 7.2. So I'm drinking heavy beers.
we all are. It's an interesting flavor, but
Man,
it's not bad. It's pretty good. I like it better
Maybe
than
we shouldn't have face
I like
cam.
it better than I remember. Because I bought this like months ago. It's been in the fridge. I haven't, because it was a 4-pack.
I get that. Yeah.
And I've just had them. I've been
Kirk,
chilling with it.
would you say that your wedding, since it's going to be at Swamp Head, is it going to be more of a beer tasting than anything else?
I guess so.
That's what I like to hear.
He just looked a little, I don't know if it's just the video I'm receiving, but he just looked a little sad when he said that, honestly.
Well, All I saw, which is what you guys are gonna see, is that we're missing a lot of frames of Kirk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kirk is dropping frames.
Kellen is,
Now I see you're smiling, you're laughing.
there's a video being streamed in the living room at the same time.
Oh, that definitely took your
that's
frames
not helping
down,
at all.
which is a shame.
What can you do?
Big shout out to Kellen though. I feel like we've briefly mentioned your engagement, but that is a future coming up. So we may miss episodes. Hopefully we don't, but it could happen.
It shouldn't affect it much. That's not for months anyway.
That's not for months. Trevor,
I'm trying to
start
order.
us off with the career week.
Let's hop
Okay.
into the episode
Career week.
part 2. Part B, I say.
Career week starts with Ned's class receiving, I guess it's his homeroom class.
Mr. Wright's class. It's history class.
It's impossible to say.
Traditionally, Mr. Wright has taught history class.
He does teach
True.
history.
True. But
But I want to say it's homeroom. I like that idea. I dig that. Trevor.
Homeroom. Homeroom.
What if it's
Homeroom is such a bullshit, non-existent class.
Yeah.
We only have it a couple times
so-
a year. You have it on like the first day of school, right?
You have it on the first day, and then that's it. They're like you could go back to it at some point, maybe, and then like you take the FCAT in homeroom, and that's it.
I never
Shout
took
out FCAT.
I think I took FCAT maybe twice in my entire life, if that.
Trevor, fuck you. You definitely took it more than
The
that.
people
No
the
way.
people
We
that you
did-
sit with in homeroom and FCAT, that's a different crew. That's like crew Z.
No, straight up, we didn't have FCAT at my private school.
I was always next
We
to
had
Jeremy.
something called the.
Dude,
Class
Jeb
clown
Bush
Jeremy.
would be fucking livid if he heard that, Trevor. He would be livid.
We took.
Shout out Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush, he does the
Listen.
Jeb.
We took ITBS, which is called the Iowa Test of Basic Skills.
Stop that right now. Stop that right the
You're an
second.
That's
Iowa?
what we took, man.
You're an Iowan?
No, this was in Florida.
You're in Slipknot?
I don't know why
I didn't know
we
you
didn't.
were in the band Slipknot from Iowa.
Trevor, are you from fucking West Virginia? What the fuck are you even talking about?
Almost.
So they take the career test, right? Ned gets vice president, teacher,
Wait,
vice
Kirk,
principal.
I want to hear more about this test.
All right, Trevor, tell me about the test.
It,
What is
it was
you're talking
it
about?
was
Tell me.
more or less the same as. Well, it wasn't the same as FCAT, but we took it at the same time as FCAT. Like other schools were taking FCAT, so when I went to public school, they were like, "What did you do on FCAT?" I was like, "I
What did
didn't
you
take
do on
FCAT.
FCAT?
I don't know what you're talking."
Yeah, they're like, how'd you do? What's your score? What's your rating?
I was like, "I don't know. I didn't.
Wait,
I
you
didn't
lived in
take
another?
it. I took
You lived in another state at one point?
no.
They're like, what
I've
do you
only
not
ever,
abide by Jeb Bush's laws?
I've only ever lived in Florida. It was just that's what we took was ITBS at my private Catholic school.
Trevor, who would you say is your favorite governor of Florida?
I don't know. I don't have one.
Right on.
Like I don't.
Between-
No, I don't know.
but
I have no
listen,
idea.
It was a joke.
This
I
is
did.
a
I
silly
don't need to
question.
hear it.
Let's move on. Let's get into how
Trevor, go
bullshit
get another
career
beer.
tests are, because
Trevor,
we
go get
wanted to
another
talk
beer.
about this.
Let me finish this one. I still got some left.
Oh, I thought you finished it. Sorry.
Career tests, bullshit, yeah? Right or wrong?
Career tests
Okay,
are
so- In
middle
absolute
school?
bullshit.
In
I
fucking
do
middle
want to
school?
say
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did take a career test in middle school.
Yeah, of course, you have to.
And
Do you remember the results?
I do remember.
I don't.
Oh, I do remember. Guess what it wanted me to be?
A film director?
Podcaster.
No, it wanted Kirk. Of course, it didn't. I didn't get into film, Kirk, until you enlightened me.
I know.
Honestly,
didn't know-
big shout out to Kirk. Big shout out to Kirk, who got me into film, basically, film and TV, because now I
Heavy.
work in TV, so that it's a thing that I'm into now.
I'm trying to.
And I've dedicated my life to it, essentially. But no. So what middle school told me to be was told me to join the army. That's what it fucking told me to do, dude. I remember being in my fucking.
What year was
in
that?
my first
2007?
It was 7th grade. It was 7th grade. Yeah, it was either 2006, 2007, because it depends on what time of the year it was. But yeah, so I was in my original like typing / computer class where I was trying to learn how to type. Did not learn how to type in that class because they did not do a good job of it.
Wait, was it Mavis Beacon?
Did you have a cardboard little box
What?
that you put
Did
over
you
the
have-
keyboard?
was it
Did you
what?
have?
See your
Did you
hands?
have Mavis? Oh, I was gonna say, did you have Mavis Beacon teaches typing?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, shout out to
We
anyone who
had-
knows what that is, because that's what we had in middle school, and I learned
Big
nothing.
shout out.
I learned
But
nothing.
I had some sort of we had some sort of program, and then I had like they covered the keyboard.
You had to put the partition on the keyboard.
They covered the keyboard on our test with a rubber sleeve, so you couldn't see what the keys were.
Yeah.
But
That's
like
bullshit.
I just
At
had
the
a
same
So what
time-
we had was a little. It was
at
like
the
a
same
half.
time, I can't find my fucking home keys. Like if any of you guys out there know that
You don't have the little
about how
button
to
on it?
actually properly type, you can't find your home keys then.
They have the little notches. Did they like cover up the notches too?
Yeah,
like
what
you
about the
couldn't
braille
feel
What
it?
notch?
I remember, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the braille notch.
The
Damn,
F
on
and the
that.
J.
What,
But-
what is it? Yeah, F and
But,
J. I had to
no,
look at my
I didn't
keyboard.
learn how to type properly until it definitely wasn't in my 8th grade computer class either, because I took computers in 7th and 8th. I think it wasn't until my 10th grade computer class where I learned how to like properly type, where like I'm like good at it now.
I type
I
so
still can't
fast.
properly type.
I feel sometimes.
I type with like these 3 fingers and an occasional pinky.
Trevor types like a boomer hard.
I do.
Hunting
I'm not as
pecking?
bad as finger. I used to do the finger like hunt and
Oh, you
peck.
don't do that anymore?
No, I do like these 3 and like an occasional pinky. Like,
Trevor,
so
I
I'll just,
couldn't
like,
be
da-
more
da- da-
proud
da-
of you,
proud
honestly.
of you.
I still have to look at the keyboard half the time, but still.
That's fine. I'm just glad you're using more than 2 fingers.
I've used more than 2 fingers for a long time.
Not since I've seen you, and that's been since fucking maybe, August? I don't know what the last time I saw you was.
I don't know when the last time you saw me type was, because I've used the 3-finger method for a long time.
One of these days we will get a Harbor Boy reunion, but anyways, what is the next part of the episode?
Cookie becomes
Kirk?
he's convinced that his destiny is to be like a Jerry Maguire style
A sports
manager.
agent. Yeah.
That's
I'm
the
gonna go get
vibe
another
I get
beer.
from him. I haven't seen that movie, but that's the vibe I get from him.
What did you get? What
Jerry
movie
Maguire?
I didn't hear it. Oh, okay.
You
So
know?
yeah, I haven't seen Jerry
He's a
Maguire.
sports manager in that movie, though.
But
Tom Cruise's
that's
character,
the
right?
one where Cuba Gooding Jr. is like, show me the money.
No,
you
Tom
know?
Cruise is Show Me the Money. Cuba Gooding Jr. is the football player, right?
Yeah, but Cuba Gooding Jr. is the one that says that line.
Oh, yeah?
You can look it up on YouTube. I dare
Probably-
you to look it up.
No, I'm
right
sure
now.
you're right. That's all it takes.
I'm
to convince me
100%
that you're correct.
Because he's saying to Tom Cruise, "Show me the money."
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. No, I haven't seen that movie.
Um,
I have no desire to see that.
Big. I actually kind of want to see that movie.
I would
just
watch it.
because I feel like
I would watch it.
I feel like it's got to be a good Cuba Gooding Jr. performance.
It's in
And
the zeitgeist.
I feel like at this point in my
It's
life,
in the zeitgeist.
I need more Cuba Gooding Jr. in my life.
He's
Am I wrong in saying
a lot of
that?
people
Like,
think
I
he's
need
an,
more
a lot of
Cuba.
people say he's an underrated actor.
I think he's hugely underrated.
Yeah.
Have you seen him in fucking Rat Race, brother?
Have you seen him in Snow Dogs, dude?
Have you seen him in Radio?
I have!
Fucking.
I have seen him in Radio. I watched that movie when I was way too young to watch it. I was like, why are we watching this fucking movie?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about Radio anymore. Is that because it's insensitive?
Is it insensitive? Why is it? How could it be insensitive? Isn't it a heartwarming movie?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe his portrayal's not seen as well in this day and time. You know, it's impossible to say. It's 2021. Anything is possible.
Listen, man.
So the next part is that Mose wants to go to the architect workshop, but she is not allowed to.
She thinks that
Cookie is
architecture-
putting a big kibosh on it.
First of all, she thinks architecture is a mix of math and wood. I think not. I think it's math 100%.
It's math period. You're not touching wood at all. You're not going to put your hands on wood.
The woodwork is transferred to the grunts.
Yeah. I want to say big shout out to both Abby's parents, both Richard and now I'm forgetting her mom's name. Fuck. They're both architects.
Edit this. Edit this, Abby.
Edit this out. Edit it out. Abby.
No,
They're
you
both
They're
know.
both architects. I'm too drunk.
They're both
They're
architects?
both architects.
Wow. That's sweet.
Yes.
Mathematicians.
Trevor's
In
pouring
essence.
his beer.
That's a rivet quick. Rivet quick.
Corey, that's her name. I'm fucking. It's Richard
Really
and
quick.
Corey. I can't believe it.
From
Oh, Abby's gonna kill me.
Nice.
Black Project Brewing. I love Black Project. They've got some great stuff. They always have this cool design
can.
with like paper airplanes and stuff.
Ooh, very nice.
This is a sour ale with blackberry. Very simple, but yeah, really quick.
Nice.
Put that in the trash can. Let's see.
VP Krubbs essentially takes Ned on
That's
as an
good.
apprentice to become a little man VP.
Vice principal.
He even does. He even
Yes.
calls him Mini Me. He's like, you could be a little mini me, and he does the pinky thing like Dr. Evil.
He does the pinky thing.
He does do the pinky thing. It's pretty great.
It's a nice reference. I loved it.
It makes that's one of those things where it's like, what they didn't have to put that in there. Children aren't supposed to
they
get
had
that
to.
reference.
What do you
Right?
mean? Kids watched Austin Powers for sure.
They weren't
They
supposed to,
shouldn't.
bro.
I
That's
saw-
a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, but I watched it I definitely watched it when I was a kid.
I watched the fuck out. I had it
I
on
didn't
DVD.
understand the jokes. I definitely didn't understand the jokes.
I'm trying to
Understood
think if
some
I
of the
did or
jokes,
not.
though.
But
I
like
don't
at
know.
the same time, what do you call a kid? Like, I mean, if this was in
Under
2006
13, apparently.
He's a
Yeah,
little
well, under 13, I definitely watched it. Under 13, I was watching all sorts of shit.
Cook has
I
a
don't know
weird
what-
three-piece
I've-
suit. I mean, sorry, not a three-piece suit. A three-button suit.
You said weird?
I'm saying the suit.
Oh,
I'm saying
okay,
the
I was
fact that it
gonna
had
say.
three buttons. Three-button suits suck.
Well,
Miami Vice.
A three-button suit. No, Cook's.
Oh, Cook's.
was
Cook's
not
suit.
Miami Vice.
Oh,
A
sorry.
three-button suit is
Cookie,
one of
my
the
bad.
worst suits you can get. Three-piece, though, is a
Three-piece is
classic
clean.
suit.
No, I misspoke. Yeah,
Three-button.
he's got a three-button suit, which is
Three-button is cancer.
it's a faux
It's
pas.
not good.
VP Krubbs gives the
But,
workshop on education, careers in education, broadly speaking. The only person
Shout out to Ross,
Ross
who wears a three-button suit.
does he? I mean, I don't think he wears a suit very often, though. Let's be real.
To this day, he only owns a three-button suit.
He's had one.
Are you
suit
sure
and he's
about
had it
that?
for 10 years.
This is some insider knowledge trading stuff. No one's gonna know who this person is.
This is a 25-year-old man that's had the same suit for 10 years. He's had the same wardrobe for 10
He's had the
years.
same suit since sophomore year of high school.
Oh my gosh.
Hopefully he listens to this.
Ross is great. Don't
And
rag
he will
on Ross.
he will wear that suit to your wedding, Kirk.
That'd be good. Hopefully he just wears the polo tucked into black pleated pants.
That's true.
The homecoming outfit. It'll come full circle.
Oh gosh.
Anyway,
It will.
Yeah, but
Mr.
like no one
Xavier.
shows. I find it weird that nobody shows up to the workshop
Miss
on
Xavier.
careers in education.
that is.
Yeah, because there is
It makes no
always
sense.
those kids that's interested in being a teacher.
Yeah, lots
I
of
don't
kids.
think teachers that crazy of a career.
It's a
Like even
popular-
when I was in school,
It's a popular choice.
even
to
when I
say.
was in school, I was thinking to myself like, I could be a teacher. That could be fun.
I've thought about it.
Maybe that's
Like,
because you're
I
a
would like
kid.
to-
You're like I'm a kid now. I could see hanging out with kids all day, and then you
Yeah,
become older.
I was like, you're a kid, I'm a kid. We could fucking rock this shit.
Imagine
but
if
at
I was
the
a
same time,
teacher
it would be
right
cancer
now,
because-
as a 18-year-old high school graduate. Imagine if I was
Yeah,
teaching.
you're on Zoom. Everybody's videos fucking not available. It's all it's you're just talking to a fucking blank screen.
Well, yeah, now
You're like, this is cancer.
gosh.
it's probably better.
Well,
Hopefully. Can you buy a webcam anymore? Like I remember you couldn't buy a webcam for a long
my
time.
mom finally got a webcam. She just bought one, so it is available now.
Luckily,
Good
my
deal.
computer has one built into it.
Mine does not, but
Mine
I
does
owned
not either.
one. I owned one ahead of time.
Same. Me and
just
Jacob
like,
have
you know.
almost the same one.
Yeah, twitch.tv/guestb. I don't. There's an underscore in there somewhere.
Oh,
but yeah,
one
that's
thing
what I
though that
used it
VP
for
Krubbs does call Ned, he calls Ned Lil VP. Lil VP.
I mean, that's a great name.
That was funny.
But like
Little
yeah,
Saint Nick.
basically this whole episode is just
The
going
next-
to different
yeah.
ridiculous career fair like
The next-
booths.
Yeah, the next booth, Mr. Xavier. Not Mr. Xavier. It's Professor Xavier.
Professor Xavier.
It's a woman, the Russian, the Eastern European woman, who is the math
She's
teacher
Russian.
of the school. I think she might be Ukraine. Or Jake
Regardless,
said she might from Azerbaijan.
she was a Olympic bronze medalist in the Soviet Union.
Yeah, in luge and in Greco-Roman wrestling. She was doped, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
she was doped up.
Russia dopes everybody.
She doesn't produce
But
any more
it-
natural
but-
hormones. There's no
okay.
way. She's
So she was in the Soviet Union. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's shown on
how
the cereal
old-
box.
How old is she right now? Like it's 2006.
the Soviet Union only fell in
Like-
1990.
Yeah, but still, that's 16 years later. Like, what age is she? I guess 16 years. Maybe she was right on the cusp of the Soviet Union.
In her
She's
prime.
probably
she
in
was
her
like,
60s
She was
or
like
70s,
17,
I guess.
18. She was like 17, 18 in her prime performing as an athlete. Right.
When you were in the Olympics, can you perform as a minor?
Well, back in
Well-
those days, in those communist bloc countries, I think they were training people from birth, essentially.
They
Right.
also were lying a lot of the time about ages of like yeah, this person's 16. Totally, it's like that's a 12-year-old. That's 100% a 12-year-old. Oh, look at that baby boy.
Could be.
He was stretching on my chair.
He's just looking at you like, Dad, what the hell? What is happening right now?
There's a pro wrestling
it's a
workshop for some reason.
That's a dumb. Also, Stuntman.
Yeah,
Hollywood
the
stunt.
Stuntman
I guess they
workshop.
are in.
That was fun.
Are they in California?
They are in California.
They are in California. They've completely taken away the California Republic flag in all the stills of the outside for whatever reason, but they are in California.
So I guess it makes sense to have a Hollywood stuntman booth in a California middle school.
So yeah, the Stuntman booth
Like-
is
I think
good
so.
because
You,
it's
you
like
think it makes sense? Because I feel like, what the fuck? That's such a random career.
Fine, it doesn't make sense, but it makes more sense.
it's
if that
ridiculous
makes-
and it's
That's fair.
and it's goofy
No, that's
because
fair.
it's something that Ned would think is cool because he's a goofball. He's a goofball little kid. He's
Mm-hmm.
a fucking 7th grade boy.
He's a goofball.
But then they
seventh
like
grader.
start beating each other up.
yeah, they have a
Like
fight.
the two stuntmen, and it's like
It's
it's
I
like
think
that's
it's-
cool though.
It's almost a reference to the Family Guy chicken fight. Because throughout the episode, these two stuntmen, one guy
Yes.
in like a face cast and the other guy dressed up like a cowboy a little bit, they're just beating the shit out of each other
He's in a luchador mask.
all throughout the
No,
story.
that was the wrestler was in the luchador mask.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, and so they just pop up fighting throughout
Big
throughout
true.
the episode.
Anyways, yeah, we just go through like all these different things and Moses' weird interactions with Cookie on like being a sports star, like commercials being
She's
filmed,
repping him.
and
I mean, he's repping her, right?
he's repping her, and then like he hurts her, and she goes to her like her tryout for like colleges and stuff.
Yeah, USC comes.
Scouts.
Fucking, he gets
Scouts
USC
come.
to come scout her.
This is a middle schooler. This is
Before
a
this,
middle
she eats-
schooler.
She's big time.
She's eating her own Mose flakes.
Yeah,
Which
she's on a cereal box.
Is also fake because he
pound-
made it
she
in graphic
jams-
design class.
Dry. She jams
And
them in her
she's
mouth
in-
and she says they're delicious.
They're delicious. Yeah,
She's in her own commercial, Orange Crush.
yeah. Which
That was
Cookie
good.
also edits, and then like the
Missed
teacher's like, "Yeah,
opportunity,
you're
they
great at
didn't do the-
editing."
They didn't do the colored sweat like you said.
Yeah, they should have
Was
done
that
the
before?
Gatorade
I think
sweat.
that happened after this, though.
No fucking
No,
way.
Gatorade
I think-
sweat was early, dude. Gatorade sweat
Was
was
it?
fucking early.
It's an early 2000s
Shout
ad
out
campaign if there ever
to
was one.
guys in the comments. Shout out if we are right or wrong on it being before or after this.
Shout out Gatorade.
I'm pretty sure it
Shout
was
out
after.
UF.
Yeah, big shout out to the Gators. Go Gators! Chomp
Go
chomp.
Gators.
If you
It
drink
is.
Gatorade, you know what it is.
Also, Ned's in the vents. He's chilling in the vents. Gordy's there.
He goes back in the
Yeah,
vents.
he's trying to
So
hide
it's
from
like,
the VP.
Dr. Manhattan, he goes up to Mars to chill when he doesn't want to be. Ned goes into the vents.
Dr. Manhattan.
Really? You're pulling a Watchman on us right now?
So Ned and Gordy comes up there because Gordy also goes into the vents. to
Kirk, have
hide.
you read Watchmen?
I've watched the
How do you
movie
even know any of
and I
that?
have looked at the graphic
okay.
novel. I've seen some parts of it. It's cool.
Doesn't Ken
Didn't
own
watch
the
the
graphic
show.
novel?
I don't have any interest in that.
Show was pretty good.
It's whatever. But,
Show was pretty good. Not gonna lie.
I also have not seen this show.
it's cool.
I have.
It's cool.
It was all right.
Alan Moore,
pretty good.
he's done good. V for Vendetta, very good. Anyway, Gordy, 7th grade janitor, counselor, I want to say. Playboy.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Playboy extraordinaire. Yes,
Yeah.
we can put that on the list.
He's a man that's lived life. And
He's getting tail.
he gets tail.
I'm sure he does outside of the school. Outside of school.
Outside, 100%, not inside.
I think that he's a
Outside of
vigilante.
school,
I think
we
he
have
hunts
to-
pedophiles on his part-time job.
I think he does.
I think he is.
I think he's like the hey, take a seat. He's like the Chris Hansen type guy.
Yeah, he takes that very seriously. He does it like
I could see
bootleg.
that.
He has a YouTube channel where he does it outside of the law.
That's what Chris Hansen does now. He's on a YouTube
There's
channel.
a lot of people
He's
that do
trash,
that now.
though.
Apparently, that's like a thing. Multiple people have a
Chris
have
Hansen
Really?
apparently has done a bunch of like. Yeah, Chris Hansen's apparently
No,
pulled
like
a
there's
bunch of
catfish
bullshit not too
YouTube
long
accounts
ago.
where people just try and bait people to into thinking they're talking to young.
That's
But
that's just weird.
it's-
But
probably against
Ned
the
is
law.
Ned's the VP now. Ned's VP.
We find out some interesting lore about.
Yes.
Yeah, big
that was
lore.
great.
Can you spill that lore?
the training
Trevor?
sequence.
Yeah, I'll spill the lore.
It's phenomenal.
Current VP, actually, when he was a kid,
Vice
wanted-
Principal Krubs.
thank you, wanted to be a Miami Vice cop, like the TV show. And then when he actually did it. He was a cop in Miami.
With a Ferrari.
We don't know that.
Well,
but he talks
lived on the
about how
houseboat. He had a pet
it wasn't as good as.
alligator. That's all stuff that.
Yeah, he might.
The guy.
He had a
there.
pet stripper.
That's all references to actual Miami Vice the show. I've watched some episodes.
I haven't seen Miami Vice, but
neither.
he finds like he talks about how it wasn't all he hoped it would be, because all he could do was arrest guys. He wanted to help them as well, and so that's why he became a vice principal, so he could help kids before they went down the wrong path. Which, you know what? Good deal. That's very admirable. Wanting
What a
to
nice
like
message.
help out the kids and stuff.
He's noble.
Yeah, so that's
Yes.
what we find out. And then he's like, yeah, and then Ned's like, you know what, maybe it'd be fine. Maybe it would be kind of cool.
So go back a little bit to the Orange
go.
Crush ad. This is where Cookie actually edits the commercial. So he edits the whole commercial for
He
Mose.
does.
The guy
After Effects and
who
all.
I don't know who this guy is, but someone
He's a stranger.
is like, man,
Stranger
you're really good
danger.
at this. You should consider a career in computer
He looks like a
editing
teacher.
and blah blah blah.
We never
Cookie
see
Cookie's
him
like,
the
fuck
fuck
you,
off.
bitch. That's lame shit. I'm a fucking sports goddamn.
Cookie was
manager,
like, "You're
son.
a fucking nerd."
You're a nerd and you make minimum
Do we ever
wage."
do we
He's
ever
like, "You're a
see
nerd
like
and
a
you fucking don't get poos.
do we ever see a
Show me
computer
the
science
money.
teacher like at all?
Yes. Oh, Mr. Quest.
Mr.
Mr.
Quest,
Quest, Trevor.
Oh, then who is this guy? Who is
This guy's a stranger. That's
I
what
think
we're
he's-
saying.
I think this, I don't know if he went to a professional computer studio, like a TV station, to shoot this commercial, and this is just an employee of that.
It looked like it was still in the school.
I couldn't
Listen,
imagine
at the
lost
end of
it.
the day, Ned figures out that he wants to be a VP. That is going to be his career path. He's gonna join.
It seems like the funnest job
academia as a career.
out of everything. I mean, it's Mr. Krubs makes it
It's
look
got
like
the best
benefits.
job.
He makes it look like a good time.
It was borderline swaying me and Trevor to become vice principals.
I'll become a vice principal. Screw it. You don't have to deal with kids that much as a vice principal.
So you do, but so I'm down to rating this episode. I am gonna give it a. I think it's a little bit better than the last one. I'm gonna give it 8.5 because of how much I laughed during this episode. I was laughing a lot. I loved the Krubs stuff. I loved that Krubs was in it more. And I just had a really good time with it. I loved the theme of it and everything. Yeah. So what are you giving it, Kirk?
This one I'll give an 8. I do think it was better than the last one.
That's a big better than the last one.
I think it was.
So you thought
I think it was considerably better. I
generously
like all the
better.
Krubs stuff. I like all the Cookie stuff. I think it was better than the last one for sure.
Cookie was hilarious.
I think
in
it
this
was way
episode.
better than the last
was-
one. Yeah.
I also I'm on the same page as Jacob on this one. 8.5.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah,
my
I was.
guy.
I'm on the same page. Like he said it. I had the number in my head, and he said it. I was like, "Yep, that's it."
Shout out Drake and Josh
That's a good
Pod. You know, we were never
Yeah.
on the same page, but we are here.
8.5 weasels out of 10.
Right on.
It was funny. You know, like there was some good moments. The career day is in fact bullshit, and they do. I feel like give a pretty good showing of that throughout this.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Like-
in middle school, you do not need to know. You
You have
barely
no
need to know
idea
in
what you
high
want to
school.
do. I don't know what I still want to do.
crazy.
And I'm 25. I don't know.
Trevor's
What am I-
fucking 45 years old.
I'm still figuring out what I'm supposed to do. Like, you're not going to know middle school? Hell no.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. Trevor, do you have anything to plug or shout out?
Listen to Show Me Something.
Yeah, listen to the Show Me Something podcast.
We got some good episodes coming up.
If you're listening to this,
bi-weekly with Ned.
If you're listening to this, you know how to get there. At Harbor_Boys, same feed, same channel on podcasts, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud Podcasts. If you're listening to that like some sort of a fucking hipster, I don't know who you are. If you're on YouTube,
we actually do get a good amount of
yeah.
views on SoundCloud. So shout out our SoundCloud boys.
You're the real deal, all you.
Thank you, everyone,
Kurt,
for listening.
Can you do our daily shout-outs that we do for trying to get people to plug the other guys?
Everybody, I
on
implore
Instagram?
you, please. I implore you, please. Hit up
Every episode.
Lady M. Shosters, at Lady M. Shosters, at Daniel_Curtis_Lee, at Devin Works Harder, at Pinky Pinkston. All these people, let them know. Listen to the podcast. Tell them to listen to the podcast. Link them the podcast. Tell them, hey, check this out. These guys have a Ned Declassified
I think
podcast.
now more than
they
ever,
love you.
I think
these guys love you.
Because what it is, we want to get them on the pod. We want to get them on the pod.
I think now more than ever. I think Devin and I think Daniel are both bored right
They're
now.
leaning into their
think that I
past.
can see it.
They're embracing their personalities
Yeah.
and their and who they are in the zeitgeist as Neds.
We can see it. I do want to say, since we probably won't get to it next episode, because possibly a special guest next episode, but I do want to say I did watch a 10-minute mockumentary thing that Devin put out of like Devin and Daniel like going to college thing on Instagram. It was pretty funny. But Kirk hasn't watched it yet, but it is something that he's gonna watch. I just told him about it before the pod. But yeah, we're
gonna do a special Patreon episode where we discuss this in depth. No.
Yeah, Patreon, YouTube, patreon.com/harbor_boys. Shout us out there if you guys want to support us. Big support.
Though do go to Instagram at
Trevor,
harbor_boys, YouTube, the Harbor Boys.
Yep.
Exactly.
All these.
Trevor, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you guys for having me again. It's fun.
Excellent episode. Yeah, thank you, dude. And we will catch you guys for the next Ned pod. Stay Nedding and stay dreaming, boys. We'll catch you next time.
Ned.
Bye.